You don't need one of these. You could just use. Do this then.
Yeah.
Go.
I can't do that.
Away. Run along that fence line and should get up right up behind those sheep. Here on our farm in the Cotswolds, it's very much about embracing tradition, but also looking to the future and using technology. And when it comes to livestock production, sheep, cattle, pigs, there's a lot of technology and science involved, but there's still plenty of tradition and old-fashioned skills, particularly with shepherding, working with sheep. And one of those skills is working a sheepdog and using an old shepherd's crook and, of course, the whistle. And the sheepdog is an invaluable tool when it comes to rounding up sheep. People have tried using quad bikes and drones and those sorts of things, but nothing will ever replace a good quality sheepdog, here or anywhere else in the world. And what's exciting today is we've got a new livestock manager called Sam, who's been working with livestock all his life, but this is his first steps into working and training a sheepdog. So he's going to come along today and I'm going to give him a few tips so he can get the hang of working Gwen. Hi Sam, good to see you.
How are we doing?
Now I know you've come for a few tips on how to work a sheepdog, but
Yeah.
I mean you've obviously been working with animals all your life.
All my life, and I'm so happy to be here in this job, and so much potential and ideas and things to run with. I've met the animals, I've met the staff, and it really is a lovely place, and I'm really excited to work with Gwen. She's a very clever dog. I've never worked with sheepdogs before. I've got my own border collie who's kind of used to cows, but actually to work as one as part of the team with Gwen, I'm really looking forward to doing it, but I need to learn from someone who knows what they're doing, because I've got my whistle and I'm not really sure I know what I'm doing with it. So, you know, I can't whistle a tune either. So, yeah, we need to learn how to use it properly.
Indeed. Well, look, hey, I'm no expert, and I know the basics, and I've been given lots of tips over the years, and I'm sure lots of people watching will be thinking that, oh, that's not how you do it. But really the basics, as you know, having had your own dog, is teaching the dog a bit of discipline, but also that respect to one another. So she's got to get to know you.
Yeah.
She's got to get to love you. She's a very loving, sort of quite quiet, soft-natured dog. Yeah. When I bought her part trained, and I got her from a lady in Wales who's German, and her husband is Welsh speaking. So Gwen spoke German and Welsh, not English.
Which I speak neither.
Likewise. So the quickest thing, rather than me learning German or Welsh, was to teach Gwen English, which she now has got a good grasp of. But as Dick Roper, an old friend of mine who was in the England team for many years, in fact was captain of the England team, who's given me lots of sheepdog training tips, said it's not really the language, it's not what you say, as you know, it's the tone, and it's the noise, the music that you're talking to the dog in. And it's about keeping those commands short and sharp and simple and consistent. So for me and you working the same dog, what we've got to be is on the same page. And dogs have got different temperaments like we have, different abilities like we have, but they are part of a team. And if we're rubbish as part of the team, so will the dog be, and we'll lose.
That's not an option.
No.
It's not an option.
For the whistles then, so to the left, come by. So come by is...
You just do it. I'll practice on this.
But I think that's the thing, you can use your voice commands.
That'd be the bit easiest
and then
thing.
until you've got to reach the whistle.
Yeah.
And it took me weeks to master it. So it's to the left, and then to the right is away. So that sort of going out round to the right, and then stop when they're gone, and then the walk on, so the steady is, and that's it. And so you've got your right, your left, up, down, and you can move the sheep wherever you want them to go.
Brilliant.
But the instinct of the dog, she'll want to be the other side of the sheep.
Okay.
And now they're miles
They're
away.
as far away as possible.
The sheep have run to the far side of the field. Look at them go.
Or you could do this.
You don't need one of these. You could just use. But do this then.
Yeah.
Go, not with a whistle, with your mouth. That's it. And close.
Kind of, yeah. I can't do that. I can just spit everywhere.
You gotta.
No, I can't do
Oh
it.
yeah, you did.
Anyway, yeah.
So the sheep have drifted across the paddock and they're under that hedge now. So I'll send her out to the right-hand side, setting her off on my right. And so the right-hand command being away. And you can see because she was sort of back from me here, she's gone out nice and wide, round the tree, and she'll cast out, run along that fence line and should get up right up behind those sheep. Sheep will naturally flock together, which is what they're doing now. So she's got up behind them and her natural instinct is to bring them back to us. And so I'll give her a bit of encouragement. That's her walk on command. In this heat, sometimes the sheep are a bit stubborn, so a bit of movement left and right always helps. So I'll just do a bit of that. There we are. So that's brought the sheep to us. And now I'll stand. So she can just stand, just stay there. And then, so if you give her the left-hand command, which is come by, if you do that, see if she goes.
Come by.
Very good, off she goes.
Stand. Stand.
Look at that, you've got it, perfect. And
Away. Away.
so away.
Away.
There we are. You see how the tone makes all the difference?
Absolutely.
It's that music.
And these Romneys in here in the Norfolk Horn, are there any breeds that are an absolute nightmare to work with the dog? Perhaps they're more stubborn or they're just flighty perhaps and they're difficult to handle?
Yeah, so the more primitive breeds, you know, the Shetlands and the Soays and those sorts of things can be more flighty.
Yeah.
The Kerry Hill there, they're very lively. They're from the sort of Welsh borders. And sometimes the Cotswolds, this big woolly one here, they'll turn on the dog and face them. And then you need quite a strong dog to move them. So you've got your right, your left, and generally you want the sheep to come with you, but then of course what you want to be able to do is drive them as well.
Yes.
And so where the dog is now, her natural instinct is to run to the left. But stand. But what I want to do is bring her round to this side, because we want to push the sheep that way, for instance.
Yep.
So the our way, nah. So she went the wrong way, so I stopped her,
Got to
our
stop
way,
her.
stand, stand. And so now she wants to go that way, but I'll try and bring her to the left. Come by. So she thought about going right, but then went to the left.
Yeah.
So she's got to listen to your commands. We want her to use her brain, but she needs to do what you want her to do. What sometimes happens on farms with shepherds that are working sheep, they always get the sheep through the same gateway into a handling system, and the dog gets used to that routine. But if you want to do something different, and they're not listening to you properly, you know, it's impossible. Yeah. So she's brought them back nicely.
And I just noticed that you stopped, so when she did a wrong command, that's really important to do that rather than you get her into bad habits and picking up things, you know, they can soon do that.
Yeah, indeed. And so my, that's wrong is a no or ah, and then she sort of, you know,
Stops.
and she knows that's wrong. And because she's got such a soft nature, she takes a telling off, you know, very well.
Yeah.
She sort of respects that. Yeah. You might get like a child who's really belligerent and you've got to tell it off a lot before it sinks in. But she's actually quite soft.
Great.
Yeah, well done, Sam. You know,
Thank
you
you.
understand sheep. You know, she's listening to you straight away. And I think if you bring her down here regularly and just do a bit of training, you know, as you say, early morning, late in the evening, or not in a blisteringly hot day would be easier. And before you know it, she'll be doing wonders for you.
Are we thinking dog demos next summer at the farm park?
I think so. Yeah, why not?
Right, okay, we'll see, we'll see.
Let's get her back. Come on, Gwen.